We have back here on the show one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League, three-time Pro Bowler, and a man who has, I did not know that he has two flip phones himself. Cameron Jordan here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Cameron?
You said a flip phone. I haven't seen a flip phone in years.
So those were, well, no, that's not true. You saw one on Sunday, did you not?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Okay, mine is Mike Thomas's flip phone.
That's true.
I haven't seen a personal flip phone in years.
Before we get to that, let's talk about what, I thought it was the biggest statement win of the year. I'm wondering what you and the Saints thought of it, Cameron.
I mean, I love that win. I love that, we've been able to put 7 straight together. We've been able to travel well on the road and defend our dome. So when you come down to it, I'd love to continue the streak.
No, I know, but I just, do you think it serves notice on the rest of the league here, or what do you think? It can't just be any old win, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the Rams. That was something that we had on our mind, especially since they were 8-0. But we're treating every week like it's the most important game of our year because it's the next important game of our year. I'm not going to make anything more of it other than we got a hard one coming up this upcoming week.
So, what were you able to do against Todd Gurley that the rest of the league seems to have a problem doing, Cameron?
I honestly, I after looking at the film, it was like first down, he'd maybe get a yard or two, and we put out some hits on him early, but at the same time, he still had 4 or 5 plays where he broke and showed how special he is. There's not much you can do to really stop TG other than to rally to the ball, and I think we did just that.
But that was the game plan, right? That number 30, that was the one you wanted to stop?
For sure. When you talk about what they have on that team, when you talk about Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks, Todd Gurley, you clearly see the engine, the motor being Todd Gurley. So that's something we had to try and put a stamp on.
Did you connect with Cooks before the game, after the game, former teammate?
After the game, of course. I mean, that's one of the brothers that's been through the fire with me. I'm always going to have love for young Cooks, and I'm glad that he found a home out in L.A. And I'm glad he also took home that L.
All right, so now let's get to your current guy who can't be guarded. I mean, this kid's special, Michael Thomas. What did you think, though, of the cell phone being pulled out?
I thought it was hilarious, and I was wondering who gave this man a flip phone. I was like, where do they sell flip phones anymore? So many thoughts come to mind, but when you're having a game like that, he's paying homage to one of the Saints greats. So I love it.
No, I will follow up though here, okay? And I know that I will follow up being accused of maybe being somebody's a stick in the mud or anything like that. But that 15-yard penalty put you right on a short field. I mean, that's your defense that you got to go back out there and try and stop the Rams, who is a team that can score pretty fast, regardless of how good you might be. You didn't think that at all?
Not at all. When you talk about the momentum that we had going forward, and as the game went on, we felt like we had a pretty good touch on what the offense was trying to do. So honestly, if anything, we were more energized to take the field again. Especially we had already created a turnover. So yeah, we had everything going in for us, and we believed in ourselves, and it paid off.
And then let's talk about what a kid he is, Michael Thomas. He kind of was out of character in a way. I mean, and the thing that I was pointing out yesterday is it's so difficult to stop him because he catches everything that's thrown his way, and he's got the most accurate passer in the history of the league thrown to him. I mean, I'm wondering what it's like watching this from your perspective.
So what was uncharacteristic? The flip of the phone?
Yeah, just the flash. You know what I mean? Like he in the few times that I've gotten to meet him, he doesn't strike me as a diva receiver.
No, he's definitely not that. When you talk about Mike T, he's all about the hard work and effort that he puts forth. So,
right.
The flip phone was sort of sort of funny. And like you said, if anything, that sort of energized the rest of the team, re-energized the rest of the team for everything that he put forth into that effort right there. I mean, the placement of the phone, the pulling the phone out, the flip, and at the end of the day, he comes out to be one of the best receivers, and he proves it every week.
Yeah, he's terrific. There is no doubt. Cameron Jordan of the Saints here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so now moving forward here, Cameron, your team you've got this week coming up for the New Orleans Saints. You are at home. No, you're actually at Cincinnati right now. What are the challenges that you think faces you here?
You figure Joe Mixon is running at a high level. I don't know if AJ's playing this week or not, and if he is, I mean that's a top tier receiver right there. You talk about what they've been able to do. They're definitely not any slump of a team. They're a team that's been winning, and when you talk about the power that they have at D-line, that with Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap, this is something that we have to overcome.
And Marcus Davenport, last time you were on about a month ago, you were telling me about how you were mentoring this kid, and it just seemed like he was beginning to get some steam going in his rookie year, and now he's got a foot injury. What impact does that have on the defensive line, Cameron?
I think we still have depth at that defensive line, and we talk about Marcus Davenport went down, but you have Trey Hendrickson who has been doing nothing but honing his craft, waiting for a chance, and we gave him that, and I think he's showing that he's trying to become a polished pass rusher. You talk about what Alex Okafor brings to the table. The thing about us is we always have that next man up mentality, and when Marcus comes back in the rotation, well, he'll be geared and ready to go.
And I've got Kareem Jackson coming on shortly, Cameron, from the Texans. I'm going to ask him this later on. He started 0-3, and they ripped off 6 in a row, and their season is completely turned around. You weren't in that big of a hole at all, but home loss to start the season. Ryan Fitzpatrick came in and just absolutely tore it all up. I'm wondering what happened in weeks 1 to week 2 that you were able to put your foot in the ground. Who was holding it together in that maybe moment of doubt early on in the season for you guys?
Was there a moment of doubt? I mean, if anything, if you just look at last season where we started off 0-2 and then put together a string of 8 wins, what was there to be doubtful about? You talk about, last year we had so many rookies playing for us. Now they're second years. There was nothing but confidence of, hey, we can put these wins together. And all you need is that first win.
Well, we all think the sky's falling from outside buildings. We think the sky's falling, Cameron.
No doubt. A couple of seasons back when the Packers were 0-3 or 0-4 at the time, and Aaron Rodgers said, "Calm down. This is a season. It's not death by every game." And they went ahead and went into the playoffs. We have the same mentality in terms of what the first game isn't going to define us, but by mid-season you're going to know what we're about. And sitting at mid-season, I'm going to let you figure out what we're about.
Okay, so now I'm going to let you maybe play news reporter for a second for me, if you don't mind, being a Rich Eisen show correspondent for the moment.
Okay.
Did you see Des Bryant in the building? Was he around?
Is he supposed to be here today?
I think I think so, yes. So you have not seen Des Bryant in the building?
Nope. My off day, today's been an eventful off day for me. Quick lift.
Okay.
Little steam room. I'll get a massage a little later on to get the body back.
Okay.
I have not seen Des today.
So Des didn't ask to work in on your lift, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess I was too focused on myself.
Okay.
How dare I take my off day to myself?
Okay, so that's what you've got. So you lift, steam, massage. What else?
And then massage a little later, and that's about it.
Well,
I'll be a great dad today.
I'm honored you worked this show into that schedule. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually bummed that I'm not in Phoenix voting right now. For some reason, my mail-in ballot didn't come in, and it dawned on me Friday. I was like, what is the situation doing? I've got to be able to vote. Reached out to a couple people, and they're like, look, a couple people in my family didn't get the mail-in ballot. At least they're in Arizona to vote. And so now I'm just, I'm sort of perturbed that I suddenly needed to vote today. So I'm just a little perturbed at the day's events.
Mm-hmm. So you did not get a ballot in Louisiana? Is that what you're saying, or do you?
No, Arizona. I'm a home resident of Arizona. We split time.
Okay.
And as much as I love Louisiana, Arizona raised me. And that's where I've been voting. But I might turn around and have to become a Louisiana resident for real.
Okay.
All 3 kids are from Louisiana.
Okay.
My heart's now in Louisiana. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All 3 kids there in Louisiana. All right, Cameron. Have you noticed that the rest of the league is celebrating, posing as a defensive unit after big plays? Have you picked up on that?
Yeah, I feel like I addressed that last week. But, I feel that immolation is a form of flattery. And when you talk about what our defense has been able to do and getting the ball back to our offense, we'll go from there.
So you don't say, hey, that's our thing. That's what was our thing. We were the.
I definitely did, but at the same time, I'm unfazed. We've got things that we have to accomplish, so I can't be worried about everybody else.
Okay, Cameron, you've got look. You're locked in. I mean, I like it. You stick aside all of these suppositions that I've thrown your way about doubt after week one, about Michael Thomas perhaps putting you guys in a bind, and I appreciate you coming on and just firing away like that, as always.
Hey. Our locker room is strong. The love we have for our teammates is strong, and the belief that we have to go ahead and make this a great season is strong. So at any time, we're always ready for smoke.
Is it true that, last one for you, that your coach, Sean Payton, brought in the Purdue mascot, or at least the Purdue mascot head, to taunt the Ohio State Buckeyes that dot all over your defense? Is that a true story, Cameron?
I have. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on this, as in what happens in the Saints facilities happens in the Saints facilities.
Okay, but may or may not have been a little bit of ribbing or jabbing.
If you're speculating that our head coach has some high sense of humor that the world is unbeknownst to, that's something that you'll just have to continue speculating. As for us in the building, we know what happened. Oh,
man, you're a politician on Election Day. I love it. Hey, Cameron, thanks for calling in. Really appreciate it.
Much appreciated. Thanks for having me, always.
You bet, as always. At Cam Jordan 94.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.